Hello class, and welcome to the Unit G7 test review sheet. We're going to start with question number 1, which asks, find the volume of the solid, round your answer to 2 decimal places. First class, I want to point out, for most of you who choose not to read instructions, please make sure you read the instructions on both the test review and the test, because you need to know how many places we're going to round the number to. And if you don't follow that instruction, you can lose points on the problem. So this particular solid we can see is a rectangular prism. If you turn in your flip books to rectangular prism, you'll find the area in 2 steps. First, we find the area of the base, and we labeled the sides of the base as lowercase b, and lowercase w. And then we find, using that area of the base, we can find the volume, which is the area of the base times the height of the solid. So let's take a look at our shape. I think we've learned that for our brains to process easier, it's easiest to label the base as the bottom face of a shape. This one works out good because we have a face that's directly on the bottom. So that is what we can consider to be our base. Remember, on a rectangular prism, any face can be a base, but if you pick a different one, sometimes it's hard to pick out what the height is. So looking at our flip book, the 10 meters would be lowercase b, that's the side measurement or edge measurement of our base. The lowercase w would be the 4, which is the width of our base. And then the 6 meters now becomes the height of our shape. Remember, the height is the measurement that doesn't touch the edges of our base face. So in this case, the height is going to be 6 meters. Let's go ahead and work through the problem then. We've got area of the base equals lowercase b times lowercase w, which is 10 times 4, which is 40. And remember, our units of measure for area is squared units, so in this case 40 meters squared. Next thing we're going to identify is our height, and we saw from our labeling of the diagram that the height of this rectangular prism is 6 meters. And finally, let's go ahead and calculate the volume. The volume then is the area of the base times the height, which is 40 meters squared times the height of 6, which is equal to 240. And remember, volume is a 3-dimensional shape. That means our unit of measure is cubed, or raised to the 3rd power. Again, let's remind us of these powers. M squared, the 2 comes from the fact that area is 2-dimensional. Height is 1-dimensional. This is meters to the 1st power. We don't have to write 1st power because that doesn't change the value. It's still just meters. And then for volume, it's meters cubed because volume is a 3-dimensional measurement. So the volume of this particular rectangular prism is 240 meters cubed.